There's something you need to know.
Please.
On Chris Hansen.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
Hey everyone, welcome to another Cartoon Galaxy rant. I'm Mars Moon, and I like to rant about cartoons. And today I'm going to talk about something a little different. Maybe this isn't considered too cartoony. It has to do with a video game, an online video game that is making a lot of traction right now. And should have actually been making a lot of traction many years ago. So I want to talk about it. It is a kind of cartoony game, so I guess it's fitting. But I definitely have my own opinions in terms of this platform. And you probably already guessed what I'm leading into. I'm talking about Roblox. Now, normally when I do these videos, I go by a script, but considering that this is especially a lot of my opinion, I'm going to free range this one because I just want to cover these things real quick and share it with you guys. So you guys probably already know the situation. If you don't, I'll just go over it real quick. There's this game called Roblox. It's online and it's advertised to be kid friendly. The trouble is, it's not kid friendly. There is an issue with child predators being on the platform and grooming kids. And it's not little cases of it. It's been happening a lot, so I've heard. Also, there is a lot of inappropriate things on the platform. People have actually tested this out and gone onto Roblox and have said that they've seen genitalia and things like certain things that kids should not be seeing on the platform. There's also supposedly additional features that people have created for the platform, like something like bathroom simulations, public bathroom simulators. Again, very inappropriate things. And there's a lot of it. It's not like there's just a little bit here, a little bit there. It's a lot. From what I hear, it almost sounds like these predators have infiltrated and taken over the platform at this rate. There's a lot of them. And this has been going on for years. People online have been talking about issues with Roblox, the fact that predators have been going on Roblox, and nothing has been done about it. It hasn't circulated enough to make people aware of it. Very few people have been aware of it, as far as I know. But now it's starting to get more attention. Something, again, that should have happened many years ago. And my only guess is maybe there was skepticism that Roblox could be a harmful type of game. I mean, you're talking about a game that has been around for years. It's a big game. They sell toys of it at like Target. You would think it's a very legitimate, safe platform. So maybe that's why there wasn't enough raised eyebrows. Maybe that's why it hasn't been talked enough about. But now it's being talked about more. And a lot of it has to do with the situation with a YouTuber named Schlep. Now, this user was groomed by a predator on Roblox many years ago. Because of it, he created his channel not only to build awareness of the issues going on Roblox, but also to catch a lot of the predators that are on there. So kind of just like a Chris Hansen sort of way, following all the legal guidelines, doing everything legally. He goes on with a few other people, as far as I know. They pretend to be a child, so like a young girl. I don't know if they also pretend to be young boys, I don't know, but they pretend to be kids on the platform to get these predators to come to them. And that's just the thing. They don't approach the predators go to them, because that's how predators operate. So they go on the platform, these sick individuals start to talk to them, they get enough evidence to show that here's a sick individual on the platform trying to groom a child, and they report it to the police. And they have actually gotten quite a few people arrested for it. They had also reported these issues to Roblox. So it's not like Roblox isn't aware of the problems on their platform. They have always been aware of these problems because it has been talked about in the past. But also you have users like Schlep, and I'm sure many others, who have reported these types of people on the platform. The trouble is, they are not being taken off the platform, despite the fact that Roblox is being told about their existence. So that's a really crazy thing. Now, what makes it even crazier, and that's why this is being a very talked about issue, is that because of Schlep's work trying to protect kids on Roblox and to prevent them from dealing with the same thing he dealt with when he was a child, getting groomed by a predator, he gets a cease and desist from Roblox. Them claiming that he's trying to be some kind of vigilante, he's trying to lure these predators to him and doing everything in a sort of a legal sense, and none of that is true. Obviously, he's doing it under legal grounds. He's not trying to get these predators to come to him. They're just doing it on their own because predators will do what predators will do. That's how it usually works. So a lot of their Roblox's claims are very untrue, and they, because they're a big company, they they could definitely afford lawyers, and they got a legal team there to send him a cease and desist. So because of that, I believe he is pausing his operation of, catching predators on Roblox. But as far as I've been hearing, and this is continuing to develop as I talk about it, but he is getting his own lawyers, and there's going to be something going on there. But ever since this has come to surface and he released a video discussing it, many other YouTubers, including myself, everybody's just talking about it, and it's even making headway in mainstream media. So a lot of mainstream media outlets are finally starting to talk about this. I don't know why this hasn't been talked about many years ago when this issue has arisen. It's not like this is new, but here we go. Finally, the mainstream media talks about it. And finally, congressmen and politicians are starting to also do things to address this Roblox issue. I believe there's one state, I think it's Louisiana, that they're actually going to sue Roblox now. But once again, I just think to myself, I'm like, why wasn't this done many years ago? Why is it that now suddenly we're doing this? I do know that maybe one of the reasons is because I think Schlep, after he got the cease and desist, again, this is what I've heard, I think he reached out to a few congressmen and such and a few politicians, so maybe that's what did it. But again, I just don't know why this wasn't something that was made a big deal of back then, because if it was addressed back then, it could have nipped it in the bud, and you probably would have saved a lot of kids' lives. God only knows how many kids got groomed since that time. And we're talking about a long time. I have relatives, who are kids that use Roblox. It's crazy. One other thing I just also want to talk about is because of this whole situation, people have been wondering, okay, so why is it that Roblox is protecting these predators? Because that's mainly what it looks like. They have done nothing to take these people down. We're talking about many years of this happening. They've been very well aware of it. They've obviously been lying to their consumer base, the kids and the parents who allow their kids to use it, by claiming that this is a safe platform when it is obviously not. I could say they just haven't checked it enough and they haven't seen these things, but being how prominent it is, how could you miss any of this stuff being on the platform? And not only that, but again, you're aware of it also because you have users who are literally telling you that this is going on. So this doesn't seem like an issue of incompetence. This seems like something else. And there have been a lot of people who assume that it's a money thing, which I think is more the case than anything. I hate to think that there's some kind of inside job where the platform has been created for the purpose of having predators having a field day on kids. I mean, nowadays, who the hell knows? But I think it is a lot to do with money. They get all these users on there. They don't care who the hell the users are. They're profiting, so they don't want to lose that money. So that's the situation. That's some of my take on the company Roblox. Now, the other thing I want to talk about, which I feel like a lot of people are not talking about, parents. I definitely blame Roblox. Don't get me wrong. They have lied to the consumers. I could understand where parents feel like they were able to trust this platform because it was advertised to be safe for kids. So I can't fault parents in that sense. However, as a parent myself, you should be more careful with what your kids are doing online. I don't care if anybody says it's the safest fucking thing on the internet. It is still the internet. The internet is basically the real world digitized. Everybody's online, good and bad. You would not let your child walk out the door and just stroll around the streets and go to the store fronts and just go wherever the hell they want on their own. Basically, that's what you're doing on the internet. When you have your kid go on the internet, it is the same damn thing. It's like them roaming around on the streets, and they're just open to everyone, except it's a digital way of doing it now. But a lot more dangerous because out on the streets, if somebody snatches your kid, it could get caught on camera. You could see their face, right? You recognize them online. They could hide behind an avatar, behind a username. They could be a lot more sneaky about it. So actually, if anything, the internet is far more dangerous, I think, than outside. Not to say, have your kid go outside and roam around, but the internet is just as dangerous as that, and probably more so. So as a parent, I don't care if any platform says they're the safest goddamn thing on earth. You should question everything. Especially if you are a parent who grew up in the 90s when the internet first started. We all know the internet was not safe, even back then. And there was not a lot of people online. It was just starting out. But back then, there was still shady characters on the internet. You could go on a chat or something and you get some weird people. And that was back then. Now there's more people using the internet, and it's gotten even worse. So it's not like we're not aware of the unsafe nature of the internet. So why would you just have your kid go on and not supervise them? Especially with a game like Roblox, which is an internet game. Unless they figured maybe there isn't like a chat feature, they figure it's like a Minecraft game. But either way, I would do the research into whatever game they're playing before you give the okay for them to use it. We need to get into a point in our lives where, we're questioning everything else. We're questioning politics, we're questioning medicine and science, and there's nothing wrong with questioning because you want to make sure that you're being told the truth with a lot of things and, you're keeping yourself safe and your kids safe. You need to question the internet. Anything on the internet you need to look at thoroughly. You don't just have your kids do whatever the hell they want. You have to question it. You have to make sure, if there's something that raises red flags, then either you don't have the kid use it or you have to heavily supervise what they do. Not just Roblox. Because here's the thing. Now, parents are going to take their kids off Roblox and people are going to stop using Roblox. Wonderful. However, that is not going to stop some other game that also is a virtual internet type game where everybody could chat with each other and all that crap. That doesn't mean that a game like that, another one, could pop up and then the kids are just going to go on that and then you're just going to forget about it. So that's why I bring this up. You could fight Roblox, great. Let them suffer the consequences. They deserve it. But don't be an idiot and just wipe your hands of it and be like, good, we handled Roblox. You as a consumer, for the sake of your kids, needs to take a look at anything online, any virtual game, even YouTube. I mean, we've talked about, people online have talked about YouTube a lot, about the fact that, Elsagate, where a lot of unsavory type of videos were put out there and kids were watching it and they were labeled as kid friendly. And don't get me wrong, I'm sure it's still the case today. You have to be on top of it. I'm not saying you can't have your kids go on the internet, but you have to be on top of it because I'm telling you right now, you're going to have another Roblox situation. All right, anyway, I'm done ranting about that. Let me know what you guys think because, yeah, this is a crazy situation. Not surprising, but a crazy situation. Share what you think in the comments. Thanks again for listening. And until next time, take care and peace out. Stay safe.